I think you just saw a lot of different ways that this offense can operate, and we saw what this offense looked like early in the season. And I think that's really important to have that kind of, momentum as you go into this bye week. Because, hey, there's 4 games left in this regular season, and I'll say it, I'd be very surprised if they're not in the playoffs.
Yeah. That was even the expectation going in. Like, I don't think it's much of a surprise.
If it was still going down. As the offense was struggling, right, as the offense was struggling, I think there was questions whether this team would be a playoff team as we move forward.
Yeah, if you look around the league today, now that we've seen some results come in.
It was a great day results-wise for this team as well.
Yeah, they're pretty firm in that 7th spot, unless the Packers or the Vikings kind of fall apart.
Right.
There's not...
the people below them didn't.
Yeah.
The
Atlanta
Cardinals,
falling apart doesn't seem like bad news.
The Falcons fell apart. The Cardinals choked away the game against the Vikings.
Somebody's got to win that division, but you ideally don't want anybody to pile up wins. The Seahawks beat the Jets, so that probably puts them. The Seahawks are now a game clear of Arizona in the West, and.
Yeah, I'm mostly talking about, and somebody's going to win the South. I don't know, what's going to happen there. The Bucks are in a tight game right now.
But the Saints all of a sudden are back in it. That Saints game's not going to be for nothing when we get down there in 2 weeks.
At the half? Well, it's not going to be for nothing because that's probably going to be the first time we see Marshawn Lattimore.
Right.
I imagine that guy's going to be a little excited for that football game. What do you think?
Totally. Sure. I don't know that will be like the deciding factor in it, but yeah, I think he's going to be.
You never know. But
right, yeah. And dude, we haven't had a pod since I cut Forbes.
Yeah.
A lot of people have asked me about this. They couldn't play him. He couldn't be on the field. He was such a liability against the run that it was 11 on 10 against the run. And they got to a point he had been inactive 3 or 4 times this season.
Right.
Like, people want to be shocked because of the draft position, but that draft position stuff only lasts till there's 6 or 8 games on film. And, dude, Ron drafted him and made him inactive last year. They had to bench him in Philly after, legitimately, didn't A.J. Brown make him cry?
Cry on the side.
He's a nice young man, and I hope he gets picked up and it goes great, but until he gains a level of physicality that I'm not sure is coming, and gains a level of willingness to display that physicality.
That's, to me, yeah. It's from time to time you would see him stick his nose in there, but it was only from time to time.
Extremely rare.
Consistency is super important in the NFL, period, but certainly to this coaching staff. And they also put Austin Eckler on IR, which I think is noteworthy. Obviously,
I don't think it's much of a surprise, honestly.
Minimum 4 games, so earliest we could see him is week 17.
Yeah.
That's going to be something that we're going to have to.
That'd be Atlanta here.
And that Atlanta game could be an important football game.
Sure.
As you look at,
there's 4 left, and you're fighting for playoff spots. They're all important now.
But they're all against teams that you are fighting directly. Maybe the Saints, we'll see what happens with them. But outside of the Saints, they're all teams that...
Well, they're all conference games, and then one of the tiebreakers is conference, and then clearly division games. So, there's not going to be... Dude, this is what we've all said we wanted, is important football late in the year. Like, we're getting it.
We're talking about real football, and I love it.
I was thinking about this just as like a level set. If in August the topic was... hey, the Skins definitely have their quarterback of the future. They're 8-5 at the bye, and it's all going to be about playoff seeding and where they're going to go. Nothing's done. You're not stopping anything. You're not lowering your expectations, but holy moly, what a great season.